Good morning, folks. Soon to be afternoon. I've just taken my sweatshirt out of my bag to discover that a bottle of water has leaked. So I've got wet cuffs. It's true. It's damper than I thought. So just here, just there. The arms must have been dangling in the dampness because it's just the cuffs. Anyway, at least that's less of my troubles, of my damp cuff situation. I'm here for the noonday. Did a switch with Dave this morning. I was driving down to Plymouth, as some of you may know and remember from yesterday, you know, when we update you just what's going on generally in these preambles. So here I am. Cushion is the preferred accessory for today's noonday movement snack. It's sunny in Cruden Bay. Wave to you, Doris. Thank you very much. Afternoon, CK, Carol's in, Ken's in. Come on, folks, grab a cushion. And I've got a sofa at my disposal today. So I have some sofa-based moves, some sofa themes. Sofas are not only good for sitting on. I know that's technically what they were designed to do. Ken's in for a mind-changing experience. I'm liking that. Come in, Ken, I might change your mind about something. Mind's changing or mind-boggling or a bit of both. Oh, I've got wet cuffs. Most uncomfortable. So I'm going to use the sofa. You might not be near a sofa, so you'll have some other options also. George, Super G, you gave me a new word yesterday and it's taking on because taking on and taking off. CK's doing some housework and seasonal hits on Spotify. I have adopted this word, George. It's really working for me. I've said seasonal events in several conversations since yesterday when you mentioned that. It's given me a really good out. I can confidently now talk about all things seasonal without saying the actual word. I can cope with seasonal, just can't cope with the other word. Doris likes a good couch. They're not only good for sitting on, no. They're good for some wrist loading, maybe some additional wrist loading, different positions of the hands, using the fists, using the wrists. So there's a wristy fisty theme for the noonday today. Plus, also some standing options for some stepping, working towards lunging activities, accompanied by wrists and fists. Afternoon, Carol. Hello all. Carol Elliott is in. You certainly did help, George. That word has really worked for me. It's all about words, isn't it? That communication thing, all about words. Not always about words, actually. Maybe gestures and other means of communication, but seasonal, the word, is working for me. Vivian's put in the Tesco delivery away. Come on in then for a movement snack, Vivian. Grab a cushion. Use your sit and stand options. I've gone for sofa theme today. If you buy a sofa, you might want to join in with those, or just have a look and have a manoeuvre around your sofa a bit later. My spectacles are still doing the slide. 5, 6, 7, 8. Beck's down in later life training with wet cuffs because there was a spillage in my bag. Afternoon ideal. Let's get going with Circ Boost, folks. This is well. Yes, Doris, yes, I'm going to go with that. And on that topic of actions, I'm going to overrun the preamble because something exciting happened in my brain today on my journey down here. And I would like to offer an invite to you. I'll put a message up later. A seasonal meeting on Zoom, the quiz of all quiz, an interactive quiz. I've worked through all of the categories. It is possible, Doris, on that theme, you made me do this. Actions speak louder than words. we can actually have a quiz, I've thought it through, without requirement for you lot to speak to me. Oh yes, it can happen. And I'm suggesting we do it around about the 28th of December, if you're up for it. I'll put up a message up a bit later. I'm all excited now because I forgot about that idea I had this morning, and Doris, you just reminded me. Right, come on, Circ Boost to start. Right, external support close to hand. My external support is a little bit compromised today, so it needs to be about hip height, doesn't it? About here-ish. It's a little bit low for me, but you know what I mean. So pitch up near a table or a wall or a fixed firm piece of furniture, and that might need to be to the side of you, about here-ish, or kind of about here-ish. External support in place, that's right for you. Here are your standing Circ Boost prompts. Just have a glance down, weight even across both feet. That's what we're after here. This will help you feel more balanced, steady on your feet. A little bit more lift and extend. This too will all contribute to feeling more balanced, and then get going. The most important thing, you know, get going. Start steady, stay steady, pick the right pace for you. And once you're on the get-go, once you've decided whether you want this hand to be on support, then kind of check in with the key landmarks. You might not want any of these prompts. You might just want to have a Circ Boost. Go for it. Here's some extra prompts if you want to make even more out of this next 3 minutes. Maintain your lift and extend here, so a little bit of tension through your centrepiece there. Keep the shoulders, a bit of a pinch in the shoulder blades there, just to open the chest a little bit more. Feel the effect of that steady movement, so there'll be some deeper breaths coming your way fairly soon. Enjoy those. This is what you can expect to feel from a little bit more movement down here with the leg edge. Then, as you can see and feel, the knees are fairly low, and the key movement here is coming from the feet. Look, have an extra check-in with feet movements, foot movements, and ankles, and then get it going. So we're looking to avoid the flat foot stomp and more of a controlled peel off, full range of motion for the ankles, and then add in the other moving parts as and when you're ready. So it might be your steady leg march plus one arm plus two, might look like that. Steady, rhythmical, comfortable, or you might prefer to take the arms separately. So if that's the case, get your balance down the bottom end, a little bit of a knee bend, get your natural suspension going on, and then slower and bigger through the top end. How does that feel? It should feel comfortable, manageable. You can control the size, the pace of these movements. It should all feel right for you. You can tailor it for you. I'm just offering you some suggestions. And then bring the feet back to hip and off you go again. That's your standing prompts. Here's your seated prompts. I'm on a sofa end here. Hip walk forward, if that's right for you, or you may prefer to stay in full back rest. You decide. The sofa, as you can see, is a little bit low, so as you can see here, my knees are a little bit higher than my hips. That means if I take the legs here, I really probably want to best use the foot movements for this. Not really looking for a high knee lift here. You might feel a bit squashed in the hips if you're a bit low, but we can still get that circulation boosting effect when we drive the movement from the feet here. So you can see I've got the feet and the calf muscles doing the work here, as opposed to lifting up through the hips. And you might want a mix of both, or you may prefer just to stay with the arms to create that Circ Boost effect. So there's the steady movement. The bend in the elbow is significant. This gives you more control, gives you more backward squeeze there. Feel the shoulder blades moving a bit more. Feel the breath, that's it. So when we move more, you're going to have this impact, light lift of the heart rate, just to light. You know, you've heard us say before, we're all about the light intensity here in the movement snacks. Hopefully, you're getting your moderates and your vigorous from elsewhere. Here in the movement snack, we're sitting less, moving more, and getting a little bit of extra light intensity into your life. Life is going to require a range of intensities, so we want to be able to pace ourselves through life, and these light activities, but really beneficial, meaningful moves can certainly help all activities of daily living. Ready? On the list today, I'm going to start, because there is a sofa at my disposal. I've used the sofa as a bit of an inspiration for the moves today. So I'm going to start with, if you're not near a sofa, that's okay. I'll give you some other alternatives as well. And you might want to check in with the sofa moves later when you do get to a sofa. So here we go. I'm going to start with having a look. I've called it here sofa sidles step. So I'm going to push up to stand, and I'm going to stand sideways onto the sofa here. So you might be doing this beside a piece of furniture at the moment. Have a look and then decide. There's two elements to this. The first element is the step. So the leg nearest the sofa stays still. The outer leg does a rehearsal on a step and a return. Just coming out of shot there. So you've got your stepping practice. There's the heel placement, rolling through the foot and back to base. So there's your fundamental step practice. Now I'm going to add some extra knee bends. So I'm going to turn this step into more of a controlled lunge. And when you lunge, you're going to get more activity going on through your thighs and, of course, knees. So gauge the range of motion that's comfortable for you. And this is where the sofa comes in. So we can get some additional wrist work, so some controlled wrist loading, and obviously that's going to come up through the shoulder as well. So have a look and then decide if you want to give this a go. This is all with upright postures and hip hinge on the go as well. So there's my step, there's my hip hinge, a little bit of weight through the wrist there, and then push back to base. Same thing again, so gauge the stride length. It's a comfortable stride. There's a knee bend there. Weight through that arm as well, and then push back to base. If you're not near a sofa, you can replace that wrist load with your thigh. For example, here and back to base. Same thing again, same arm, same leg on that one, there and back to base. So you're using the arm, the wrist, to actually also absorb some of the load from the trunk itself. Let me show you those two options again. So it's a step and reach to either use the sofa and return, or a step to use the hand and return. And of course you can decide if you want to use some external support as you do that. To do the other leg, take a controlled turn. I'm going to run out of sofa if I do it this way around. So it will be here or here. So can you see, and this is part of daily life. If we're going to reach down to the ground, we will often do exactly that when we use that arm to help and support, and it's really there to serve to support the hip hinge. So it's part and parcel of bending to lower level practice. You can do a bit of both. Look, you can do a double whammy if you like, so you can get both hands and wrists on the go, one on the leg, one on the sofa. Here's your seated option for this. Couple of options here. You can replicate exactly the same type of movement in sit, also still with the step. So it might be a step and a reach to floor. More hip hinge required here, and you may even really want to, if it's appropriate to on that floor level there, get the flat of the hand down and still have a little bit of load through the whole arm. So we're trying to get extra load, controlled load through that wrist position. This is not only going to help with building the strength and movement around the wrist, but directly relates to things like getting out the bath, pushing off the floor, mobilising in bed, those types of things. If you don't want that one, you can focus on wrists and a little bit of squeezy activity with your cushion on an inward press and squeeze. So you can still get some extra load, extra resistance through the wrists and the grip, and you're kind of, it's almost like you're carrying muscles. If you're going to carry something, you need to be able to squeeze that object together to keep hold of it. So that's your options on that one. Squeeze, so you've got some grippage, you've got some wrist, and you've got some chesty squeezy muscle stuff. Right, second one, what have we got? Sofa shifts and jockey lifts, sidling. Okay, all right. Three options here of variation on a theme. So I'm going to use the sofa, and I'm actually going to shift off camera. So the theme here, I said, is we can get the extra work through the wrist, and it might be more comfortable to have the hand coming over the front of the cushion as opposed to completely flat. So you might want to put in a few rehearsals just to press down into the cushion to start to get some extra load through the wrists. And not to over egg this, so 2 or 3 times, and you might feel the need to bend the other way after each one. So remember, if we're going to spend any time in one position, then just spend a little bit time in the opposite. There's the buttock squeeze and drive through the heels that we did yesterday, I think, in the noon. And if we combine those together, you get some sideways sidling down your sofa like this, off of camera, and then back in again. So you've got multiple things going on here. You've got some side stepping, you've got some jockey lifting, you've got some hip hinging, and you've got some loading of the wrists. If you're not near a sofa, what am I saying we're doing here? Wrist and fist controlled loads. Okay, so in stand, we can take some options here. So there's your knee bend, if you want the leg element. Or we've got the pausing knee bend, like so. So there again, you've got that extra load through the wrists, supporting the trunk and as part of the hip hinge. We can combine the pausing knee bend with the sofa again. So this can all be part and parcel of feeling more confident to bend to lower levels, or it can be part of building wrist strength and mobility. So you might want to face a sofa. Sofas are great because they're fixed, they're not going anywhere, they're heavy, they're not going to slide. You can take your pausing knee bend here, and then your step out, hand step out, back, and then extra squeeze up. So make sure this is a hip hinge going on here, not a bend at the spine. So there's your knee bend, your pausing knee bend. These types of positions for reach and pulling, emptying the washing machine is an obvious one here. There we can get extra load through the wrists, and you might want to take a few of those. There, back to base. The great thing about this is it's not the whole of the body weight through the wrists. So when we do push up from the floor, or mobilise around in bed, or getting out of the bath, a lot of pushing is required, a lot of load is through the wrists. We can rehearse that and grade that in these types of positions. That was your second move of the day. I wanted to add into the mix just feeling your way around other ways of getting extra load and push. So you might be comfortable on a fist, using the flat bit of the fist, just add an extra squeeze down and release, for example. So just play around with those types of things, those types of different positions through the hands and the wrists. Now, having done a fair bit of bending and hip hinging and knee bending and kind of forward moves, as I've just said, if you're going to spend time in one position, we want to get kind of equal amounts of time in the opposite. So We've got a back extension set here, folks. So a couple of options. In sit or stand, they're going to be the same. So we can take the hands round to the chest stretch position and then have a squeeze this way. So that's your 4 p.m. stretch position. Have a pause and then just hands kind of on your chest here and then into your back extension there. You might want to put in a shirt off with that there. You might want to put in a functional reach light clasp there. And this is to move in the opposite direction to all the other moves we've done today. Let me show you that again. We had a chest stretchy type position there, into a back extension there, into a shirt off for extra shoulders, into a functional reach, if you'd like. All right, that's it. Recap then. Let's go back to, we were using the sofa as the theme. So sideways onto the sofa, or it could be a fixed piece of furniture here. And I'm rehearsing either forward step and return, building up to forward step for bending and come back. Or if you're not near a sofa, a step and there, you're using the leg as that means of getting some extra load and work through the wrist. The seated alternative there was either bend practice in sit, same arm position, and you may choose to go to a flat hand position here. Remember, any change of level, take it slow, slowly in, slowly out, to keep the head and chest lifted there so you can control some load through the wrist and the arm there. If you don't want that one, cushion, squeeze and grab and release. Wherever there is anything involving extra strength or resistance, take the time to pause, rest after each one, take a deep breath. Extra breaths required for that one. Then we have the sofa shifts that incorporates some extra legs, the jockey lift and the sideways step and the wrist load. Depends how squishy your sofa is as to how hard you need to work on this one. Coming back again, and there's an opportunity to experiment, play around with different hand positions there. All of these moves directly relate to your ease and comfort of mobilising in and out of bed, getting off the floor, getting out of the bath, for example. And the last one, what do we have? Oh, no, we have some pausing knee bends. The options on there. So there's the knee bend if you didn't want the sofa jockey lift. And then the option of perhaps using the sofa to skill up and get wrists ready for controlling and shifting the body weight for all of those transfers that I've just mentioned. Having spent time on bending forwards, now we're going to spend some time in extending the other way. So it's like a back extension medley. Chest stretch position, there you get some extra shoulders there also. Hands to chest, there's your back extension move again, so it's shifting up, maybe putting a shirt off on that, maybe into a upward reach and release. That's it. That is your noonday movement snack. All right, Margaret, good to see you. Good ideas. I have all the best ideas when I'm driving. That's it. That's your noonday movement snack. So just to say, we've done a bit of a group huddle, a group movement snackers huddle every Christmas so far. This is our, I said the word. Oh, it just came out of my mouth just like that. We've done seasonal events every year so far. I'm keen to get another huddle going on if you're up for it. I'm thinking after the seasonal event, maybe around about the 28th, maybe around about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And whoever's in your household can all get involved. I think might come up with the definitive quiz that can work on Zoom. I think I have. I'll put out a message today. Let me know if you're keen to join in with that. plus an extra special thing at the end that I think we could rehearse. I'm keen to find even better ways of communicating via this medium. So look out for those, folks. I will see you. I'm in the seasonal spirit, Pat. Right, I'm going. I'll see you tomorrow for the 8 AM and the noon tomorrow, I think. Bye for now.